Okay, here we go. All right, let's go through this. House Republicans vote to remove Ilhan Omar. House Republicans vote to remove Rep. Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. Okay, let's see what they're talking about here. House Republicans have voted to remove Minnesota Democrat Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee, citing past controversial comments she made about Israel and concerns over her objectivity. The vote was 218 to 211 along party lines. In her first term, Omar drew criticism from Republicans and Democrats alike for tweets that invoked anti Semitic tropes. She apologized for those tweets, but has remained outspoken about the influence of Israel and the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, a powerful pro Israel lobby on U.S. politics. The resolution, introduced by Rep. Max Miller, Republican from Ohio, stated that Omar has disqualified herself from serving on the Committee of Foreign Affairs, a panel that is viewed by nations around the world as speaking for Congress on matters of international importance and national security. Miller, who is one of two Jewish Republicans in the House, said in a statement that Omar cannot be an objective decision maker on the Foreign Affairs Committee given her biases against Israel and against the Jewish people. Omar, who herself has faced anti-Muslim bigotry since taking office, told reporters last week that the move to remove her from the committee was purely partisan. Of course. Okay, let's see. Before I give my commentary, I'm just skimming through this because I don't necessarily want to read this entire article. But yeah, no, this definitely was, I mean, obviously just a partisan move. If they had the opportunity to do it, they definitely were going to take it. But hold on, just give me a sec. Okay, so it looks like just so far in the rest of this article, it's more and then kind of go over, some of the things she said. Like one of the things she was saying about all about the Benjamins when she was talking about APAC and like stuff like that, basically where a lot of that stemmed from. Okay, so yeah, um, that definitely was something that again, pretty much anybody could have seen coming. Um, she is still a member in Congress, so the Democrats take back the House, in 2024 or anytime thereafter, she'll have another opportunity. Um, but unfortunately, this is just politics. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm surprised or like, oh, how could they? Because why wouldn't they? They the Republican Party, I mean Democratic Party too, but they're very supportive of APAC and um, there's just a lot of backlash if you speak out against it or speak out against Israel, especially within a public position like hers. So, it just kind of comes with the territory. But, one of the things about Ilhan Omar and, her whole class is they really open the doors to not just, and I don't even want to really just say more diversity because I think that's kind of cheap, but they really open the doors, I would say, to more possibility in in this country just really being more so represented by the people. And this country is a melting pot, and this country was obviously populated by a whole group of people, many groups of people for tens of thousands of years before America was formed at all. But America was is filled from border to border with different kinds of people, and yet there's this political and socio push to basically just kind of keep it white. You know what I'm saying? Keep it white as possible. The Great Replacement theory. They want all these immigrants to come in here so that so that the place can look more like this and less like like Tucker Carlson and stuff. But the reality of America is that you know one of the most interesting things about the United States to me is like the irony of it all. It's like this land was made, and not just the United States, but made if made for white people by white people, especially upper class, high class, um, and how just slowly that's kind of just being chewed away. You know what I mean? um, how much more progressive the country has become, just in terms of our general acceptance of people, especially if you look like more down the line, like Gen Z and stuff like that. Um, Kids having access to technology, cell phones, YouTube when they're what 2 years old. Like my 1 year old niece was, all over YouTube, knowing what she's doing, and that's not always good, but it can be. So, but yeah, no, of course, the Republicans were going to do this, and this just happened. So there's going to be interviews and more footage released and more information released. But so yeah.